I'm David Parnes, this is James Harris, and this is Rise Above the Ranks. It is the sister publication to readtheblueprint.com. Please click and subscribe. Each week, we're going to go over one topic that will help you elevate your game in the business.
Amen.
Today is... You can use that.
Today is, what do we decide to do? How to get more eyes on your listing?
Got it. Today is thank you, Ben, how to get more eyes on your listing.
Love it.
Very important.
Great topic of conversation, because if you don't get eyes on your listing, it ain't going to sell, at which point you are So let's go into how to get more eyes on your listing. Marketing, key. How to do marketing that's targeted and not just carpet bombing everything and getting nothing back. Targeted marketing is so important. What are your tips from that perspective?
Well, I think everything comes back to the structure. Even before we sign a listing, part of what we provide, this is serious intel, part of what we provide to a client is a breakdown. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and beyond and beyond and beyond, right? And what it shows, it literally lays out methodically each and every procedure that we put in place, because it's all very well like, okay, at the end of the day, we got to hold ourselves accountable as well as delivering to the client. And by rationing it out the way we do, or by presenting it the way we do, we know what we have to do. And that can be from booking the photography, and photography is the main driver for any listing. You can't really do much without the photography. Then you've got the e-blast, you've got the advertising, you've got the organic press, you've got the social media, right? And this is just like kind of the macro stuff. But the difference between us, I've always noticed, and other agents is that we really do roll up our sleeves. We will pick up the phone and we will actively look for buyers. Whether we're going to call agents ourselves and let them know something is coming up, right? Particularly like an opportunity, it's exclusive before we go to market. Like, you got a chance to get in here now, right? To actually reaching out to our own buyers as well and letting them know about it. This is important. It's all very well with a formula, but in conjunction with that, we're always pounding the phones. We're always, thinking, going above and beyond to really track down those buyers.
100% agreed. And I think in this business, communication is so key. The seller wants to know what you're doing, when you're doing it, and how you're doing it, right? And so when you take on a listing, holding yourself accountable and letting the seller know what you're going to do means you better do it. Otherwise, you're going to have a big problem. So you're holding yourself accountable. But I do believe that every single house is unique and specific to the next one. I.e., if you're marketing a Spanish house versus a modern house, the person buying the modern isn't buying the Spanish, and vice versa. Every property is unique. Every set of marketing that you do on a property needs to feel unique. And you need to get specific with whoever in your brokerage handles marketing to make sure that it's targeted and not just throwing out the net and seeing what you can get. Because if you gear your branding towards what that property is, and the brochure towards that property, and the way you portray it on social media, and your e-blasts to who it goes out to, you're going to start to create a brand around the property, and you're going to start to attract the right buyers for the property. So I think your marketing is so key, and the specificness of what you do for it is key. But I think, like Dave, you just said, rolling up the sleeves, calling every single agent that represents in that industry or that particular market is key. And really going back to basics and spending the time on each individual listing is how you're going to find the buyer, and you only need to find one. So roll up the sleeves and get into it.
And it's really important. I think, it's a formula at the end of the day. And we have a formula, but our formula involves really going above and beyond as well as all the basic stuff. So I think you get used to that formula, get used to doing it right, and then it becomes almost second nature. But just to hit back on your point again, it's like regarding keeping your clients updated, because you can do all of this and the property still may not sell, right? Because it just may not, you never know for sure. And you've done all this work, and the client could be sitting there not knowing everything you've been doing. So just back to your point, Jim, talk about just the fact of the communication with the client, because every client's different. But one thing they have in common, which I guarantee, is every single one wants to know what the hell's going on with their property.
Absolutely. And as long as you give them every reason to know you're doing everything you can, guess what? In 3 months, if it hasn't sold, you now have a great cause for a price reduction.
Right.
So bullet points. Every single property needs to have great photography, daytime and twilight. Every single property should have a beautiful e-blast that goes to your network. Every property should have great social posts. You should be out door knocking so that every single neighbor knows that you're holding it open on Tuesday and Sunday, if those are the days for your broker caravan.
Even Saturday.
Absolutely. Saturday and Sunday. Making sure you put out your signs to direct people to the open house not only drives more traffic to the open house, but it's free marketing for you. These are 5 points right here that you should be carrying out with every single listing religiously.
Selfishly as well as selflessly.
100%. It helps you, help them, which means everybody wins. And then I think, look, if you're going on a what you would call luxury listing, maybe it's 5 million and above. Now you want to do a specific logo for the property, have a specific brand, a brochure. Do you want to put together an amenities list, right? To complement the brochure that has all the detail in the property. There's all these things that you can do to create a brand around a house so that when you're showing it, it feels luxury. It feels expensive. People want to be a part of it. They want to buy into that. And people want to feel special, right? Make them feel special, not just your seller. Always make the seller feel special, but make the buyer feel special that's coming in. Maybe you're going to have a beautiful bottle of champagne when you do a twilight showing, or maybe you're going to cater that showing. There's lots of little things, flowers, candles, scent, little details that you can create around each
Music,
property.
Ambiance.
Yes.
We've served dinner before.
Lighting.
Do you know what I mean?
Every little detail, yes, contributes to creating a sale to a property. If you're just showing up, going in, showing it, and putting no effort into it, how can you expect to get it back?
And by the way, we know unequivocally this works. And the best example of that is not just because we do sell a lot of real estate, which we do. It's because we have taken listings from agents that have expired, and we've got those listings at the same price, not even a lower price necessarily, right? We have rebranded those properties.
Yep.
We've reshot those properties. We have presented those properties in a totally different light. It's the same property at the end of the day,
Yep.
right? But we have come in and put our touch, and sometimes it could be reorganizing the furniture, restaging, painting, decluttering, whatever it is. But on top of that, back to your point, is the branding, giving it a new identity.
Yep.
We have launched that property, that same property, at the same price as the last agent had it, and sold it.
Yep, it's all about, look, creating a brand around the property, having your level of excitement, coming in, doing your thing, creating your edge, creating a uniqueness around that property, and then being passionate about it when you're selling it. You know, I think that everybody should really look at the details, even if it's a $500,000 property. Open up every door, every window, turn on every light, open every shade, drape, blind, create some type of a beautiful scent, turn on music, bring a speaker if they don't have speakers, buy flowers, create an ambiance so that that buyer feels at home when they come through the front door. And then, of course, the marketing is just secondary. That's what drives the people. But when you get them there, the key is making that feel like a very special moment.
Right. You want to make it as though you would want to buy it.
1,000%. So put the time, put the effort, put the energy into it, and go fucking sell it.
Excellent advice there.
Let's wrap it up, Dave.
Okie dokie. But over to the questions, our favorite little bit. Josh, when you guys closed your first deal, did you buy anything special? Oh, that is good.
That is
Did
good.
you buy anything special?
I probably, knowing me, blew the whole commission check on something really stupid. So stupid I've even forgotten what it was.
Probably like a watch.
Definitely bought a watch at some point in my career.
I don't even wear a watch now, but yeah.
When you're a husband and a dad, it's different. You kind of
Yeah. You pay the school fees.
Yeah.
You pay your credit cards.
Therapy bills, big one.
Therapy
Fun.
bills. You have jeans. Yeah, and then but we did spend a lot on clothes actually, because when we first joined the show, do you remember that? It was like, shit, we're going to be on TV now, right? And we just started to make a little bit of money then, right? And we would literally go into Klein Epstein Parker, do you remember that? And we were like, I think we splurged like 5 suits, like different shirts. We had to put all the combos together and we had to have all the scenes like lined up so it didn't look like we were wearing the same thing over and over again. Do you remember? So I think it was clothes, but it was we had to do that.
Absolutely.
Also. We needed to do that.
Yeah. But the best advice I can give
Save.
is save your money.
100%. You buy the odd suit. Got to look the part.
Exactly.
Okay, over to our next question. This is from Taylor. Is there a good Oh, is there a good cop, bad cop routine ever between us?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
I think there's always a good and bad cop in every single scenario.
And it's not because we're lying or being unethical. It's because it's just a different approach. Sometimes, one of you needs to be a little bit more aggressive, because at the end of the day, I think we're always giving the right advice to the client.
So who's the good cop and bad cop?
I mean, you're pretty good at your confrontation, to be honest with you.
Does that make me the bad
I
cop?
think it could do.
Oh, shit. I'm the bad cop.
Well, maybe not. I think it can rotate.
It does. In certain circumstances, you're the bad cop, and
Yeah.
I'm definitely the bad cop in others.
It has to be organic.
God, we're so level-headed in these answers. Love it.
Have to be.
Good question, Taylor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that wraps it up. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Rise Above the Ranks, the sister publication to readtheblueprint.com. Please subscribe, and we will see you next week.